Hello everybody, welcome to the JavaScript course. In this video, I'm going to discuss the way to get the elements by using the CSS selectors. So there are a number of ways to depend on the CSS selector to get the elements. First, we have the querySelector, and then I'm trying to introduce another one called querySelectorAll. And also I'm able to see whether a selector is able to match the selector in the DOM tree. And also I have a method called closest, which helps me to find out the ancestors. And finally, I'm going to discuss a contains method that is used to see whether a given element really contains other selectors. Now, let us see the HTML file first. The HTML file has a number of elements, and then in the body, I have a number of divisions. This is the first division. And then I also have some unordered list here. And then I have a paragraph followed by a table. And I have also another table at the end. And I have a paragraph at the end. And of course, I have to link my HTML file to a JavaScript file called myscript.js, which is stored in the JS folder. Okay. And you can see that the web page is shown on the right hand side of the screen. So I'm able to get this appearance by typing the HTML code in this particular way. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the JavaScript file. In order for me to use the strict mode, I must say use strict on the first line of the JavaScript file. Then let's go to the querySelector. The querySelector method is trained to help us select the first class that has the given class name. If the class name has spaces, the spaces will be filled in by the periods. So let us see an example of the querySelector method. Okay, so what does it mean by the querySelector here? I'm trying to go to the MyList class, and of course when we start with a class name, I have to use a period, and if the class name has a space inside, I have to fill in the space by a period. Okay, so the querySelector is trying to get this particular class name called my period list. Okay, so this my period list is just referring to this particular class name. Okay. And I'm trying to get the first class that has this given class name. So for my HTML file, I have just this particular class name. So I'm trying to get this particular division, starting from line number 6 of the HTML file to line number 15 of the HTML file. Okay, so when I want to show the element obtained by using the querySelector, I'm able to see it by using an alert window. So let me try to save it first. Save. And then I want to reload the page. Reload. Yes, you can see that I have obtained a division element. Div here means the division. That means I have already captured this particular element. Okay. So we just use document.querySelector followed by the class name. If the class name has a space inside, you use a period to replace it. Okay, and of course this very first period is indicating the class name. Okay, and let us go to the HTML file again. You can see that we have a number of paragraphs. This one, and this one here. So altogether we have 3 paragraphs. So if I use the querySelector, I'm able to get the very first element, okay, with a given tag. So the tag is now P, and I'm able to get the first P by using the querySelector method. So I'm able to get this one for you. So let me try it for you now. So I'm trying to get the first paragraph tag from the HTML file. So I'm able to indicate this one for you. which is the first paragraph tag in my HTML file. So let us see the result. I'm trying to show the text content of the paragraph. That means I'm trying to show the content on the paragraph. Okay. So let me save the file, and then I'm trying to reload the page. Before I reload the page, I have to comment out the previous alert window. So let me save it again, and then I can reload the page. Yes, you can see that I'm able to get the very first paragraph from my document node, which is just the HTML file. So I'm able to show the text content, which is this one. There are 4 points to consider. Okay. So you can just use a tag, and then I can use the querySelector method to find the very first tag, like what I did previously. Okay. In addition to using the tag name or the class name, I can also pick up the element using the querySelector by entering an ID. Okay, let us see how I can do it. Okay, let us find out the special number ID. So this hash symbol is trying to indicate an ID. So on the HTML file, I have this one being the special number. So 200 here is the special number. And when I pick up this element, which is a table element using the querySelector, I just indicate the ID and then I can pick it up. And I'm trying to change the table data background color to yellow. So let us see the result, if it is possible or not. I save the JavaScript file, and then I reload the page. Yes, you can see that the table data has become yellow in background color. So you can use a hash symbol followed by the ID name to use the querySelector method. Okay. And previously we just pick up the element one by one by using the querySelector method. So if I want to pick up a number of elements that satisfy a certain condition indicated by the CSS selector, I can use the querySelectorAll method. So it will give us a collection of the elements that satisfy some condition given by the CSS selector. So for my current example, I'm trying to pick up all the elements with this li tag from my document. So you can see in my HTML file that I have a number of list elements. I have 4 here together with one more here. Okay. So altogether there are 5 list elements. And after using the querySelectorAll method, I'm trying to get all these 5 list elements. And now I'm trying to use a for loop to really show the text content of each of the list elements. Okay. So let me try to do it. I save the JavaScript file first, and then I reload the page. This is point 1, just the first list element. The second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the final one, which is the list element outside the division, which has a class name called myList. So you can see that I've already captured all the list elements from my document node. So you can see that the querySelectorAll is able to pick up all the elements and store all of them in a collection. And I can use a for loop to loop over each of the elements in this collection. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up an element from the collection, and the element index will start with 0. So let us see how I can do it. So I'm trying to pick up index number 2. That means I'm trying to pick up the third list element, which has a content called this is point 3. So let us see if it is the case or not. So I save the JavaScript file, and then I reload the page. Yes, you can see that I can pick up this is point 3 from the third list element in my collection. So index 2 here means the third one. So you can see that the element index will start with 0. Okay. So we don't actually need to apply a very simple selector into the querySelector or querySelectorAll methods. We can pass some advanced selectors as well. So I'm trying to show you a number of examples. For example, I can put the direct child combinator to get the first child. So let us see how I can do it. So these two lines are trying to change a particular table data content. So the idea is to find out the particular table data. I want to go to the table row first, and then I want to pick up the table data on the table row. So let me go to the table. So for this one, I have a table row, and the table row has some table data inside. Same for another table row. And also I have another table which has another table row that contains some table data. So I'm trying to pick up the very first one. Okay. You can see that we have so many table data from the table row. So when I use this querySelectorAll method together with the direct child combinator, I can pick up all of these table data. And when I want to pick up the first table values stored in the collection, I'm trying to just pick up this particular element, which is the very first table data on my HTML file. So you can see that this 100 will be changed to 700 in my JavaScript code. So let us see the result by saving the file first. And I reload the page. You can see that the number has changed to 700. So table value 0 would just mean the first table data satisfying this direct child combinator relationship. Okay. So if I change it to table values 1, then I'm trying to pick up the second table data. So let us see if it is the case. If that's the case, that one will become 700. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see that this one becomes 700. And of course, the original one returns to that on the HTML file because I haven't changed the very first element on the collection. So I just use the original value from the web page and I just changed the second table value, okay, indicated by index 1, okay. And now I'm trying to show you the way to indicate the descendant selector using the querySelectorAll method. Okay, you can see that I have already set up the selector as follows: div and then a space followed by ul. So that means I'm trying to find out the unordered list inside a division. So I've already found a certain unordered list inside a division, which is this one, okay. And there is no such other thing on the HTML file. Even though you can find another unordered list, this one is not contained in a division. So the querySelector isn't able to pick up this unordered list. It can only just pick up this very first unordered list contained in the division, okay? So other parts of the web page doesn't have other such relationship. I will just pick up this one, okay? And when I pick up the unordered list, I'm able to show you the content of the unordered list, which is indicated by index 0. Since I've only one unordered list picked up by the querySelectorAll method, I will just show the content here. Let us see the result. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see that I've been able to show the text content of all the list elements that are contained in the unordered list tag. Okay. Of course, when I use the text content command, I'm able to show the li tags because they are not treated as the text content. Okay. The next one to talk about is the general sibling selector. Let us see how I can do it by picking up the general sibling. Okay, I have h1 tilde p. So p here is a sibling of h1. So let us see how I can find it. Oh, I can find it here. So this h1 has a sibling called p. And is there any other combination in my HTML file? Let us see. No. So we have only this sibling. Okay. So I'm trying to show you the paragraph here, which will give me the text content. So I will see there are 4 points to consider in my text content. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see this sentence coming out. So I'm able to pick up the paragraph, which is a sibling of the heading 1 element. Okay. So when I use the tilde symbol here, I'm trying to get the general sibling. Okay. Another topic to talk about is the closest ancestor of the current element. So how can I get the closest ancestors? I have some idea by using the closest method. So let us see how I can do it. The first thing is that I want to pick up the element with this particular ID called some cell. So where is it? Let us see. Here. So 500 is my particular cell that I'm trying to handle. And then this element 2 will become this table data. And after that, I can try to find out the relationship of other element nodes with this particular table data node. So the first idea is to find out the closest table row from the this particular cell. So you will see that I'm able to get this table row with ID some row, which is already the closest ancestor of the table data in concern. Okay, so let us see the result. Save. Reload. Yes, you can get the table row element, which is this one. Okay. Is it really this one? I can just show the ID to verify my answer. So I can just show the ID as well. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see some row has come out. That means I'm really able to pick up this table row, which is the closest ancestor to my particular table data. Okay. And let me try to show you some more examples. So I want to pick up the closest table from the current cell called some cell. So the closest table will be just this table, which has a class name called some table. So let us see the result first. Save. Reload. Yes, you can pick up a table element, but is it really this particular table whose class name is called another table? Let us see the result by trying another command. I can just show the class name by typing class name after the closest method is called. So let us see the result. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see some table has come out, which is this one. Okay, so this table called another table isn't the correct answer because I want to find out the closest ancestor. So when I go up, you can see that this table is really the ancestor of the table data indicated by the ID called some cell. Okay, so I'm able to go up to this table node. Okay, and we can see the class name is just some table. Okay, and then I'm going to show you another method called matches. Element.matches a CSS. So the matches method is trying to see whether a CSS selector is really contained in an element. So now I'm trying to pick up all the tables from my document. So I have one table here called some table, and also I have another table whose class name is called another table. So I'm able to pick up two tables from this querySelectorAll method. So this task is a bit more complicated. I want to pick up the table element from the table's collection, and then I check over all the elements from the table's collection, and if I'm able to find out one table that has this particular class name called another table, I'm trying to pick up all the table headers from that table. So I'm trying to pick up these table headers, and then I'm trying to loop over all the headers from the table headers. So I'm trying to loop over a collection of the headers, and then I'm trying to show the text content of each of the table headers. So I'm trying to show buses and trucks in my result. So again, when I want to indicate a class name, I have to put a period before the class name. Okay, but for the element text, I don't need to put anything before it. Okay, save. Reload. Yes, I can pick up the first table header. Also, I'm able to pick up the second table header after looping all of the table headers from the collection obtained by using the querySelectorAll method. Okay, so I have really got a match of the class name called another table in the collection of tables. In this case, I can go further to do something else. So this matches method is trying to give you true or false as the answer to the method. Okay. Okay, the final part of the video is to talk about the contains method. This method is trying to see whether a certain element is contained in a given element called element 1. Okay, so the syntax is like this: element 1 dot contains element 2, and I'm trying to see whether element 2 is contained in element 1. So let us see an example. Okay, now I'm trying to pick up the element by using the ID called some cell. Some cell is 500 here. Some row is the table row that contains this particular table data. And I'm trying to see whether E1 contains E2. So E1 is the cell. So does the cell contain the row? Of course not. I will have false as the answer. On the other hand, if I want to say whether the row contains the cell, then I will have true as the answer. So I'm pretty sure that the first one will be false, and the second one will be true. So let us see if it is the case or not. Save. reload, yes, you can see that I will get false as the first answer because the cell isn't able to contain the row, but we can do it the other way around. So I will get true as the second answer because a row is able to contain a cell. So this video has already talked about so many ways to pick up the elements by using the querySelector tools. I can use the querySelector method. I can also use the querySelectorAll method to pick up a collection of all the elements that satisfy a certain condition indicated by the CSS selector. Okay. Also, I'm able to put the advanced CSS selectors into the querySelectorAll method to help me find out more specific elements. Also, I'm able to use the matches method to see whether I'm able to match a certain element with a given CSS selector. For example, the class name in my example. Finally, I'm able to use the contains method to see whether one element is really contained in another element, like the cell and row relationship in my example. This is the end of the video. If you have any questions about my video, please leave your questions on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.